Welcome back to UDL. UDL Season 9 is here. Um, I'm really excited for it. It's very early in the morning, which is why I'm a little quiet right now, but we are playing Blake today, who is from Australia, so this was the best time that worked out for both of us. First of all, we're going to go over what our team looks like for this season. Then we're going to go over Blake's team, as per usual, what we're going to play in the battle, and then we'll get into it. So, here is the defending champions, Murphy Monsters, roster for this season. We got Ursuluna Blood Moon, Sinistra, Araquanid, Duraludon, Indeedee, female, Hatterene, Emboar, Bombardier, Arbok, and Ditto. So, to just kind of be completely clear about this team, this was not the original plan for what I wanted to do. I was hoping to do Gouging Fire, Proto Sun stuff, or Archaludon Rain, but I was sniped on my Gouging Fire pick round one by +1 point during the sync draft. And then the Archaludon was gone. I ended up going with Ursuluna Blood Moon, Trick Room stuff. The thing about this team is that in draft you can put all of your anti-Trick Room stuff on your team because you know you're playing for it. Invest very heavily in bulk, which makes me maybe a little bit less confident in this team overall. So I wouldn't be surprised if I made some pretty big changes pretty quickly. But I think that the team has a pretty solid core of Pokemon here. Ursaluna is just a really strong beast of a Pokemon. I mean, we've seen it, do some really great things in the competitive, scene, in regionals and such. Ground Normal is, pretty good offensive typing, and it has some incredibly strong moves. Has some really good tech moves as well that I'm excited to show off throughout the season. Sinistra, a really good support Pokemon who also has some great defense and special attack, allowing it to, not only set Trick Room, do Rage Powder, Strength Sap, Life 2 stuff, but also go on the offensive with Matcha Gotcha and Shadow Ball and whatever other moves that, it wants to run. Its move pool is a little lacking in type coverage, but it is a very good Pokemon nonetheless. Araquanid is a really good Trick Room Pokemon. The Water Bug typing is really good. Water Bubble just allows it to do massive damage and prevents it from, from taking burns and such. The other good thing is that it covers that Ice type weakness that we were worried about with our first two picks. So, really happy about that. Duraludon next. This pick was maybe one of my hasty picks. I kind of woke up and was like, oh, I gotta get a pick in, so I put this one in. It gets Eviolite now since Archaludon is not a thing. It has Stalwart to get around redirection, and Heavy Metal to double the weight. So things like Heavy Slam can really be half decent on it. Yeah, overall, I think that this Pokemon will be solid for us and has some really great stats considering it was a fully evolved Pokemon for a while. So we'll see how much Eviolite Duraludon can do for us. Next, we have our size spam mode of Indeedee Hatterene. I figured that this would be fun, but it's maybe the part that I'm reconsidering more than anything, because it really commits me to hard Trick Room here. Maybe something like Iron Crown or something like that could be a decent shout for this Hatterene slot, but I thought The Magic Bounce, Hatterene, really hard Trick Room would be fun. I figured I would just commit to it. Indeedee, as we all know, Psychic Surge, Follow Me, Trick Room, Helping Hand stuff. Has some really good tech moves to throw on there as well, like Heal Pulse, Fake Out for when you don't want to run side terrain. It can set its own psychic terrain if you need it. Um, and so, yeah, Hatterene also just has crazy special attack and some really solid bulk on the defensive and special defense side. HP very low though, so. Next up, we got Emboar. Emboar, I wanted a fire type. Has some, solid bulk just from its HP, really good attacking stats, and a decent trick room attacker. Firefighting is really good offensive coverage, and defensive coverage low key at the same time in draft. So I think Emboar might have a solid impact on the team this season. Bombardier next. This thing's got 3 stabs with Dark, Flying, and Rock. Has some half decent speed. Can be like a Choice Scarf, Rock Slider, which is always fun. But yeah, it's a little bit middling overall. Next up, we got Arbok. He is our Intimidator. Definitely not the best Intimidator in the world. Its stats are extremely lacking, but I got it for 2 points, so I felt like the budget was pretty decent. I've used it quite a bit in random double battles, and it has some really good tech moves. We'll see about this one, but yeah, it's a very, very high-powered format. We had 120 points, and this season there's actually only 12 coaches. So, I'm not too sure how many times Arbok will be coming around. Next up, we got Ditto. Ditto is a really good way to copy those very strong Pokemon and use them against them with stuff like Choice Scarf. So I think Ditto will be cool, and it works really well on side terrain teams. High skill cap, so let's hope I'm not too washed to be using this. And finally, we got Spidops. I figured something with like knockoff and sticky web and string shot, some half decent electro web, some half decent speed control might be half decent. It's a fully evolved 1-pointer, so why not? And that is the team. Like I said, I don't know how thrilled I am in this team overall, but I do think that it has the tools for me to do well. I just need to, be playing well as well. So, also, count how many times I said well in that sentence and put it in the comments down below. Next up, we are going to be looking at the Lavaridge Lanturns and Blake's team who we're playing today. If I had a nickel for every time that I played Urshifu Rapid Strike round 1, I would have 2 nickels. It's not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, and twice in a row for that matter. Blake's team here is very strong, very, very powerful. We have Urshifu Rapid Strike, Incineroar, Breloom, Dragapult, Gothorita, Klefki, Darkspun, Minion, Piloswine, Toxtricity, and Delibird. So, yeah, this team has, obviously a lot of really great options on it. Even in the lower tiers, stuff like Toxtricity, Luminion, and Darkspawn are all really, really solid Pokemon who can come in that 6th slot and, work with and work around, the rest of his team really well. Does have to be very careful about Luminion and Urshifu stuff if you want to bring it. Breloom's got stuff like Spore. Incineroar just a great, support Pokemon. Dragapult very fast. UE is begging to be let in, so we can do that. Hey, now there's no leaving. Now you gotta come say hi. Come say hi. This isn't the Wooskies Whoopers, but she's here. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, Darkspawn has a very good fire immunity. Um, and yeah, Piloswine has always been a pretty good Eviolite user. Klefki gives them the ability for screens, has some really great support moves as well. Same with Goth. Um, and yeah, Blake's team is definitely incredibly strong. So what are we going to be bringing against Blake this week? We have Rocky Helmet and Didi with Follow Me, Psychic, Trick Room, and Psychic Terrain. This is a way to kind of counter if they want to run like Misty Terrain on their Klefki. I wouldn't be surprised to see it. Next up, we got Ursulina Blood Moon with Life Orb, Hyper Voice, Earth Powered, Blood Moon, and Roar. So, pretty standard besides Roar. Roar is there to try and fight against Imprison Klefki or Imprison Gotharita. Roar them out. We're slightly faster than our Indeedee, so we can, click Roar on that and then set the Trick Room on the same turn. Hatterene with Covert Cloak here, Magic Bounce, Expanding Force, Degleam, Protect, and Trick Room. Pretty standard. The Covert Cloak there is to prevent against Snarl spam. Araquanid here, Clear Amulet, Liquidation, Leech Life, Substitute, and Protect. Trying to get behind that Substitute and really start smashing for damage. So, next up we got Embor. We got Terra Grass on this, Assault Vest, Flare Blitz, Close Combat, Knockoff, and Wild Charge. Pretty standard. Has some really good combinations into pretty much every Pokemon on their team. So, finally, we have Sinistra here, Citrus Berry, Terra Fairy, Machagacha, Shadow Ball, Rage Patter, Trick Room. That is the team. And I think it's time we message Blake and get ready to get going. So they have the Incineroar, the Dragapult, the Klefki, the Urshifu Rapid Strike, Toxtricity, and the Breloom here. So if they lead the Breloom, that's definitely a little scary. I think I like the idea of leading like Indeedee plus the Ursulina Blood Moon. I could also just lead the kind of standard size spam mode. I just don't have an answer for like Imprison Klefki that way. So I think that this is pretty good. I'm gonna bring Hatterene in the back. And then I think I'm going to bring Sinistra this game one. Alright, so it's Urshifu plus Incineroar here, actually. I can go like Terra Water, Trick Room, and then switch into Hat here. I can also just click like Follow Me plus Blood Moon into something. Could also switch in like Sinistra here, but I think that's not as good. So I'm expecting like knockoff plus Surgical Strikes into the Yeah, I'm okay with this. Okay. Good play on their part. And the snarl there. Okay, I'm gonna click Psychic here. To Dazzling Gleam. Yep. Okay, that's fine. What comes in here? The clef key. Okay. I'm expecting to see like a Trick Room here, more than likely. Kind of want to switch this in here. And just click Dazzling Gleam again. Okay, it's just a light screen here actually. Blood Moon into Dazzling Gleam here. Wow, the Incineroar survives that through the screens. Okay. They don't go for the Trick Room though. I'm going to bring in this here. The Blood Moon did 51%. I'm going to go Hyper Voice. Into Shadow Ball. Okay. There's a foul play, not going to do a lot of damage. I'm going to switch in DD here and click a Trick Room again. Sinistra might go down, but as long as we get the Blood Moon back in a decent place with full special attack, I should feel, decently okay. Okay, they have Terra Dragon, U-turn. Okay. Into foul play. And there goes our Trick Room. I'm going to click Psychic into Shadow Ball here. Okay. And I'm just going to go for another foul play here. Psychic into a Shadow Ball here. Okay, so they don't have any Imprisoned Trick Room stuff here. And they can just go for the double. If they're going to protect this Dragapult again, how much did that foul play do? 21? I'm just going to try to reset Trick Room here. I feel like they're going to protect it, yeah. Now we just reset our Trick Room turns. Psychic into Shadow Ball, and we're slowly, tapering out their screens here. Although we got it down to just their clef key now. So bring in the Blood Moon here, and we can click Psychic into an Earth Power. Alright, there's game one. On to game number two. So I kind of want to lead. So they don't have Imprisoned Trick Room on their team. So I think I bring this with the hat. Just bring it right away. I can click follow me into Trick Room very easily on that. And then in the back, definitely the Blood Moon. The Blood Moon was very, very good. Sinistra also felt very good here. Sinistra's got some good answers into Breloom. Kind of want to bring the Emboar though, in a way. Or the Iraq. I'm going to bring the Iraq, I think. Okay, it's Urshifu plus Breloom here. I think this is as much of a follow me Trick Room as I've seen. It's going to do a lot of damage with the Rocky Helmet. And this is not Mystic Water here. And it is going to be Spore into the Indeedee here. Trick Room. Okay, now I think we just click Psychic into... We can go Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam here. Like, I'm feeling like the Incineroar comes in here, right? It can only come into one of the slots. I'm just afraid of like a Terra Darky or something. Do I need the Terra? I don't think so. I'm just gonna click Dazzling Gleam. And brings that down to Sash. Okay. You can't Spore into my Hatterene, it's Magic Bounce. Trying to cover for a switch. Okay. We know that is the Dragapult is Terra Dragon. Psychic. I'm gonna click Psychic the Breloom. Psychic, and I am gonna Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam here. Just giving my Indeedee more turns to wake up here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And it is the Incineroar in last. Okay, I'm gonna click Psychic into a Dazzling Gleam once again. Does tons of damage. Alright. We do lose our, it's Life Orb. Alright, down that goes. I'm gonna bring in the Araquanid here and click a Liquidation into a Dazzling Gleam. And we managed to get around the really, really tough matchup there. So we get around the really tough matchup there. You know, super high powered team, just really, really strong. You know, Indeedee really was a massive plus in that game one, along with the Ursaluna, and doing the Trick Room reversal in game one was really, really cool. And then this game we set one Trick Room, and then Hatterene was able to just pop off really. So you know, I'm pretty happy with the way that we played this game. You know, I was happy to not see like something like Terra Steel or you know, across the board. Yeah, Murphy's Monsters start the season 1-0. the same way we started last season with a 2-0 win against the Urshifu Rapid Strike team. So we can go on to repeat our run from last season as well. So one first step down, 11, 10 more steps to go. So see you all next week. Peace.